All right. Where's the Hello, dear ones. Welcome to Nourished Leadership, this free 1 hour workshop to help you dig deep to level up in your dreams, your career, your business, whatever ways that you lead. I'm so excited that you are here, dear ones. My name is Ellen Gilbert. I am a coach and creative entrepreneur supporting women leaders to heal self-sabotage so they can lead the life their soul came here for. Because I believe your beautiful vision is the medicine we all need. But so much gets in the way: inner critic, internalized patriarchy, hustle culture, burnout, just to name like a few. So I know from personal experience how difficult it can be when you have a vision to continue to trust it and nourish it and get the resources and support you need to help you on your journey. So that's why I decided to start coaching other leaders, help them along the way, hold space for them, create tools, create masterclasses and workshops like this, create these incredible spaces where they can process through some of the areas that they need support with. And so that's what we are doing today inside Nourished Leadership. I am so excited to get into it because in this workshop, we are going to go through your wheel of nourished leadership. We're going to look at every area that is going to make up your most nourished leadership journey and really reflect on what is missing and what you can call in to nourish yourself even more deeply, to make it more juicy, make yourself more sustained for the long haul, for those moments where everything's great and those moments where everything's not so great, for those times when inner critic is loud and really mean, and you have to somehow find the resources within to keep going when everything around you is telling you you can't and you shouldn't. You know, I'm here to tell you your vision is beautiful. We are all here supporting you together, whether you're joining us live or you're watching the replay. We are so excited that you're here. And if you stay till the end, you're going to get an amazing bonus for my upcoming program, Nourished Leaders, which starts on June 26th. So we'll talk more about that. If you haven't yet defined what area of leadership that you're going to use today's workshop for, let's go ahead and reflect. And you can always hit replay once I share the replay and go back and reflect on a different area. But go ahead, let's drop in together, take a deep breath, closing down the eyes, letting it go, situating yourself in your leadership. Are you here today to look at your career, your business, your dream or vision, or some other area? Where are you feeling undernourished, under-resourced? I invite you to go ahead and reconnect with why you became a leader in the first place. Or if you're an aspiring visionary, what is it about your vision that's drawing you into these leadership spaces and conversations? What's drawing you to put yourself out there again and again, even though it's hard? My Woodwick candle's making a lot of noise, so I'm going to blow it out. Stay in it, eyes closed. And maybe you don't know your why at this moment. Maybe it's shifting and changing. But let's drop in. What is your bread and butter? What is the thing that you're giving the world or that you want to give the world? Maybe it's something you want to create, a service, a product, your story that you want to share. Maybe it's space you want to hold for others. What's your bread and butter? And finally, what's your why? When you imagine the faces of the people that you are leading and serving and they have those big realizations or those big benefits. They receive that beautiful medicine. What's the look on their face? If you can get really granular, see it on the face of that ideal person that you want to serve. Maybe there's someone in your life that can step in and just hold that archetype for you right now. You can imagine giving them a big hug and just feeling that gratitude, that reciprocity, their appreciation that you stepped into your leadership, you nourished your leadership so you could bring this medicine into the world, into their life, and create this transformation. Go ahead and open your eyes. Well done. You're here. I hope you connected a little bit with your why, with your bread and butter, with who you serve, because that's got to sustain you through this process. And now we're going to dive into the wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. All right, dear ones. Hopefully you can see this. This is the wheel of our leadership, the wheel of nourished leadership. So these are really, well, we'll start with this one. These are really the 8 areas that I see from my 10 years of experience working with women leaders, that they ebb and flow in their level of depletion and nourishment within these 8 areas. These are like the value words that I chose. But what we're going to do together today is we're going to define them for ourselves, because we all use different language. We have different touch points with all of these areas. So this is really a thought experiment to define them for ourselves. And then we're going to drop in and we're going to reflect on our relationship with these areas so we can rate them. I'm sure you've done some form of this coaching wheel before. We're going to rate them from 1 to 10. And we're going to choose the top 3 to focus on today, so we can actually create a plan and walk away today with a new habit or a commitment to getting the nourishment we so deserve. Because remember, the world needs your vision, your leadership, and you deserve to be nourished. And that's what we all need, because that way you don't burn out and you can sustain. So let's dive right in. Go ahead and open up your notebook that I asked you to bring today. And on the very first page, copy down this circle. You're going to draw a circle, draw a cross in the middle, and then draw an X in the middle to make 8 slices of your circle. It's really important that you take the time to do this, because just the act of drawing the circle kinesthetically and writing things down, it's going to help you connect, and it's going to get those neural pathways pumping. You're going to uncover your own wisdom and your own energy for this process today. This isn't about me giving you something. This is about you giving it to yourself and discovering it was always there. All right. And then at the top of the next 8 pages, write down each of these words: plan, actually vision, sorry, vision, plan, intuition, community, boundaries, abundance, rest, and expansion. And then what you're going to do on each page where you've written your heading, you're going to start reflecting and you're going to start defining it for yourself. Maybe the word vision does not resonate. Cross it out, find a word that does, making it your own here. And I'm just going to go through each of these one by one and give you a little bit of my definition, and then we'll take it from there. Sound good? So number 1, vision. To me, this is what we just dropped into. This is like your ultimate leadership essence. This is the thing, your bread and butter that you came here to serve humanity with. This is your why. This is your purpose. This is the thing that lights you up, that gives you passion, that makes it all worth it. It could look like having a very clearly defined mission statement. It could look like having a very clear elevator pitch. It could look like the copy on your website or the script in your Instagram pinned post or reel where you introduce yourself to your audience. It could look like having a vision board or doing visualizations every day. Okay. I'm going to move on, but keep reflecting and thinking about your own word for each of these as we go. Plan. This is your goals. These are those places where you're taking aligned action. These are your habits. Like, these are the things that the structure that fills your day so that you can do what you came here to do. It's that masculine structure piece, whereas the vision is that like feminine flow. It's that piece of you that's able to follow through and sustain and be devoted to your vision long term. Okay, so how would you define that? Moving on, number 3, intuition. This is your self-trust, your self-worth. This is shadow work that you do, which means to me, those tools to overcome inner critic, imposter syndrome, ancestral trauma, anything that helps you to overcome those pieces would fall under intuition. Anything that helps you trust yourself and your vision. Okay, moving on. Number 4, community. This is the level of accountability in your life, the helpers in your life, the support system. Maybe it's the therapists, the coaches, the healers, the friends, the family, the partner. This is your network. So it's the people you serve. It's the people who serve you. And everyone in between. And we know some of those overlap, right? It's your own little constellation that holds you. And it's those social, emotional, and relational skills that help you make the most of your community. Number 5, boundaries. My favorite topic. I think it's the most important thing on your leadership journey, and it applies to all of these. There's definitely overlap. But just for the sake of boundaries, what does that bring up for you? Is it boundaries in your relationships that you know you need to work on? Is it boundaries with your thoughts? Sort of those energetic boundaries, like thinking about work outside of work or obsessing over a romantic partner or an ex-friend? Is it boundaries with work itself? Closing work down at the end of the workday, at the end of the work week, before a vacation? Is it just boundaries around focused, deep work that you need to put in place? All right, number 6, abundance. This is going to be your mindset. So when I say abundance, I mean the way you're thinking about money, time, energy, your resources. And it's natural to ebb and flow with this into scarcity, right? The most human thing in the world. We're all forgetting and remembering. We're all going from scarcity to abundance, oscillating, titrating all the time. But what we're curious about today is what habits or goals are you going to set to bring this up to a 10? And maybe you want to pick within abundance one of these areas to focus on: money, time, energy. All right, moving on. 7, rest. The space to just be. Relaxation. Time on your calendar for doing nothing or doing less. And it's really that sensation of calming the body, calming the nervous system. What fills your rest cup? And finally, 8, expansion. This is a really tricky word I could have also used the word eros here, which I use a lot, EROS, which is your passion, your pleasure, the thing that gives you joy, enjoyment of your life, the thing that fills your creative tank. If you've done the artist way, you know those artist dates fill your creative tank every week. And it's space to grow, it's space to expand, to unfurl, to be challenged, to step into the next level of growth for yourself. And in fact, across all these areas, across leadership, right? What we are doing is we are emulating the leader that we want to be. We're embodying our vision. Leadership really means becoming the version of ourselves that we believe is possible in order to model that for others. It's a gift and a service that we're giving the world. So now you have your 8 areas, and hopefully you've jotted down some thoughts, maybe redefine them for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and stop my little screen share here for a moment. Come back to my notes. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and just at first glance, now that we've sort of defined the areas, go through and rate each area of your wheel on that very first page, each of those 8 areas from 1 to 10. And if it's a 1, that's probably an area you're going to want to look at today. The closer we get to a 1 is the less nourished, less resourced you feel right now. And the closer we get to a 10, you're feeling pretty abundant in that area. You're feeling like you have the skills, the resources, the support, and you don't need to focus on it as much today. So go ahead and jot down 1 to 10 for all 8 areas. I'm going to play a little song, give you a moment, and also ask you to, once you have your numbers, shade in the circle, like to the level. Some people like this more than even choosing a number. So like if it was a 10, I'd shade it in all the way. If it was a 1, I'd barely shade it at all. Just to give you that visual interpretation. Little song here. Just to give you some space to really reflect. So you can pick your 3 areas that we're going to dive into next. If there's any questions, pop them in the chat. Relationship with each one. I think I would choose abundance, and within abundance, money today. I would choose boundaries, and within boundaries, thought boundaries. And I would choose expansion, like specifically larger activities that I can do each week, each month. YouTube, let us know. Wind down now. In your 3 areas. And I'm gonna share my screen again. So now turn to the next 3 blank pages in your journal. And we're going to write down each focus area for you at the top of each page. Oops. All right. So, so complicated trying to share my screen. Okay. So first focus area, and I have no idea what your focus area is. Maybe like me, it's going to be abundance. Maybe it's something else. This is totally neutral. You can do this exercise as many times as you wish. Taking that first area with your open notebook, put your pen down. Let's just take a deep breath in. Close down the eyes. Let it go. I invite you to imagine your most fully expressed leadership future self in this area, crushing it. What is she doing? What does her day look like? How does she carry herself and hold herself? What does a 10 in this area look like for her? What does it feel like for you right now? Imagining it. Now, some people might like to keep their eyes closed and really deepen in to this visualization. Some of you might want to journal on this prompt, and others you might do a combination where you're going into the visualization and then coming back out to write some insights down. I'm going to play some music. And anything that looks like why this matters to you. Get back to your why from the top. We're going to go ahead. We're going to come out of the visualization. Hopefully, we got some clear ideas here and write down what is a SMART goal. So that would be a goal that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to your overall vision, and time bound, or just a goal that has a deadline, a clear deliverable date, or a habit, which would be an ongoing goal that you can commit to, something that's welling up from inside your soul, inside this visualization. This is an intuitive plan, by the way. It comes from your own body, your own vision, your own soul, and inner wisdom resources. Go ahead and write it down. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just one thing, keeping it super simple today. already know what you need to do. Don't second guess it. Don't let your inner critic make it super overcomplicated. Pick one thing. Once you have it, what is your timeline? If it's a SMART goal, when are you going to work on it? When is your deadline to deliver it? Even if it's delivering it to yourself, write down the actual days because you're going to put them in your calendar after this workshop ends. And if it's a habit, when are you going to start? Is it from this moment forward? Is it starting tomorrow or Monday or next month or next quarter or next year? Write that down because you're also going to put that in your calendar. Feels pretty scary, doesn't it, to make a commitment like this? You're doing so great. I'm so proud of you. It's these little commitments that make up our leadership journey and whether or not we follow through. You are so powerful. All right. And finally, who will you ask to hold you accountable? Do you already have a coach? If not, hi, I can be your coach. Book your clarity call with me. It's a free 30-minute call. We can chat about this exact thing. Is it a mastermind? Is it a therapist? Is it a trusted friend or coworker? Is it your boss or mentor? Your partner? Who's going to hold you accountable? And how will they hold you accountable? Marie Forleo taught me our dreams are 75% based on the accountability we get. Like literally 75%. That's how much we can increase the likelihood of follow through by asking someone to check in with us on a certain day at a certain time with a certain method. So what are those pieces for you? Commit right now. You're doing so great. You can even just email me if you can't think of anyone else. Ellen@ellengilbert.com. All right. Take a deep breath. Let it go. You just finished focus area number 1. It's just the beginning. It's an incredible start. I'm so proud of you. We're going to move on to focus area number 2. So what's that area you've written down at the top of your page? Let's go ahead and put your pen down, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, let it go. What would a 10 look like for your future leader self in their fullest expression? This area. Just get a vibe. Catch a movie montage playing across the screen of your mind. Feel for you when it's a 10, how it will look for you. And why is this so important to you? If you haven't come out of the visualization yet, go ahead, come back, write down some thoughts, let it flow up. like a groundswell from your soul, from this vision, from this feeling in your nervous system in this moment, seeing it at a 10. If you can't think of anything else, just write down what will happen, what will be possible when it's 10. All right, are you still with us? It's time to create your SMART goal or habit that you're going to commit to around this focus area. So really let it well up from this vision, from this value that you hold, from your own why. What's something you know you need to be doing, but you're avoiding? You're burying your head in the sand. You're not reaching out and getting the support, the resources that you need to make this happen. Turn that into your goal, turn that into your habit. We're walking on the edges here. We're committing to ourselves. Making my commitments too. Nothing is more powerful than the commitments you make to yourself. Nothing. We think that they're unspoken, but write it down, say it in the mirror. Hold that trust so sacredly. What is your timeline for this goal, for this habit? When are you starting? This is that one. Change that song. When are you going to be working on it? When is your deliverable deadline to actually complete it? Is this a month? Is this a year? Is this a quarter? Is this a week or a day? Is this something you can do in 5 minutes? Like make the therapy appointment or whatever it is. Book your coaching call with me, your free clarity call. Take that training that's been sitting in your inbox on this very topic you know you need support with. Buy that book your friend recommended, join that mastermind. What is it? It's probably not going to take as long as you think it is. Okay, and then moving on, who is your accountability buddy for this? Is it the same person as before? That would be nice. Just boom, boom, boom. These are my 3 goals or habits. And this is how I'd like you to check in with me. Or is it somebody different? Is it going to look different, feel different? Who's the right person to share this with? Who do you trust? And how do you want them to check in with you? And it should scare you. It shouldn't be like, oh, that's easy because they'll let me go if I don't do it. It should be like, oh no, they actually really respect themselves and care about our relationship. So I know that I'm going to want to follow through if I ask them to check in. That's the point. So write it down. I'm trying to pace myself and not go too fast. And take a deep breath in. Let it go. You did it. Focus area 2. Now we're on to our last focus area, number 3. Mine was expansion specifically, and then like get specific. Like mine was specifically around having fun. What's yours? Get specific. Make it your own. Personalize it. Take another deep breath. Close your eyes. Let it go. What would a 10 in this area look like for your future leader self? How does it support and fit into their whole wheel, their whole leadership strategy, ripple out to the people they're serving? What are they doing to fill their cup in this area? What does their nourishment, their support look like? What are they doing and how frequently? Really drop in, like mapping it in your own nervous system so you can feel those feelings that come with this being a 10. And a 10 for you wouldn't be a 10 for me. It's very personal what this looks like for you. You haven't yet, open your eyes and start to jot down some things that are coming through from the visualization and connecting with why this matters to you, why you chose it as a focus area, what's going to happen when you start to nourish yourself and fill your cup in this way. Picture, maybe that's most beneficial for you. Trust it wherever you want to go with it. What's missing right now in this current context of who you are? What are you longing for in this area? What are you hungry for? Sometimes it's easier to start there than the full 10 vision. From that hunger, from that longing, from that desire, what's a smart goal or habit you can commit to today to just take one step in the direction of a 10 or one half step? Don't get in the weeds of overcomplicating it. Yours? have it? What's your timeline? Is there a deadline? When will you work on it? Is it right after this workshop? How long will it take you? Be realistic. Don't overcomplicate it. What are you committing to? It's like when you get engaged, you have to have a date or you're not getting married. It's like when you make a commitment, you have to have a timeline or it's not real. It's not happening. And finally, who will you ask to hold you accountable? Who is your accountability partner for this focus area, goal, or habit? I'm going to ask my partner to help me with this one. Should I share my goals? I'll share them at the end. And then you can share yours too. And we'll have time for questions as well. And if you're watching the replay, please hit reply and let me know. Like, which goals or habits you came up with, your timelines, your accountability plan. This is your intuitive plan. This is why you're here. This is how you take that beautiful vision inside of you and bring it into the 3D realm, which we so need you to do. So even though this might feel silly or simple, and there's like an inner critic in me being like, they don't need this. This is so easy. Anyone could do this. It's like, no, I'm here to hold the space and prompt you to draw the wisdom up from your own deep well and bring it into the world. That's literally my only job. You're doing great. All right, take a deep breath in. Let it go. Focus area 3. You did it. How are you feeling? You can, of course, go back for other focus areas you want to work on. You can check in like every quarter. I think that would be just such a beautiful strategy in your leadership journey. And when I say dig deep to level up, what does that mean? What I'm saying is we have to draw deep from that well, I just said it, of our own inner reserves. And if we're not replenished, if we're a desert, if we're undernourished, then how do we expect to lead? To lead is to serve and to model authentically from a place of your deep why and knowing and vision. And we're not here to serve from depletion. Nobody needs that. That's just adding to the noise. We are here to serve from the overflow. So I want you to make it your core job, like 99% of your leadership strategy, to nourish and replenish your well. What replenishes your well? What's coming up through this workshop that you want to write down? Just overall, are there boundaries you need to set? Is there someone you need to work with and call into your helper team? Is there a community you need to join or create to draw on other people's energy, wisdom, space holding? Is it self-care? Do you need like a yoga class once a week? Literally, the simpler, the better. Do you know that you need to make a diet change in order to feel more rejuvenated and energized? Are there things you've been avoiding that you're like, oh, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. It's not important. My to-do list is more important. I'm here to tell you, we got to turn that paradigm on its head. 99% of your leadership strategy needs to be nourishing your well, filling your cup. Otherwise, you're adding to the noise. And the energy from which you serve is going to be that depletion, that desert energy that nobody needs. It will not grow on that soil. It will not take root. You're not serving anyone. And believe me, I'm preaching to the choir here. Our structures and our society is so messed up, right? We've internalized these systems: patriarchy, capitalism, colonialism, white supremacy, these horrible, horrible, toxic systems that prioritize scarcity over abundance and control and hierarchy over equality and equity and the circle concept of shared leadership. And we take that in and we try to dominate ourselves, and we try to beat ourselves into submission to produce more, to make more money, whatever it is. But that is not the energy we want to be putting out into the world. And I think if you're here, you also care about nourishing yourself so you can nourish those that you lead and serve, so you can do your life's work. And so you can connect to that why that we talked about in the very beginning. You are worthy of your why. You are worthy of the way you want to feel. What's going to help fill your well to get you there? 99% nourishment, like 1% to-do list, okay? I promise. So, you've made it to the end, and even if you're watching the replay, I would like to welcome you into Nourished Leaders, my 12-week revolutionary coaching program and community to help you do just that, to help you set the boundaries you need to set, step into your sovereignty, lead in every area of your life, and connect to your eros, that pleasure piece, that rest, all of that, the entire wheel of your leadership, bringing it into balance. You looked at 3 focus areas today, but over the 12 weeks, we're going to look at all 8. And you're going to get that community piece, weekly embodiment classes, monthly community circles, an in-person retreat in Washington, D.C. on September 23rd. I am so excited about, because community really is the medicine. It makes all those inner critic stories just go. We need each other. Doing everything alone is a lie. Being ready is a lie. You're never going to be ready. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to have all the things that you think you need to get started or to follow through or to sustain your leadership. So you might as well just start where you're at. I mean, look at me. I'm not feeling perfect today. And I still showed up for this free workshop. And I had so many doubts. People don't really need this. This is such simple information. But look, I showed up. You showed up. We showed up because something in us cares about nourishing ourselves. Something in us cares about leadership. Something in us cares about the people we're serving. And you deserve all the nourishment and more than you can even hold till it's overflowing. I finally got this year, and I invested in my amazing mindset coach, entrepreneurial coach, Rachel Melinda, and her community, The Well. And I have met my entrepreneurial sisters. And for the last 6 years of being a coach, I wasn't always doing it alone, but I always felt alone. And when you feel alone, you want to quit every day. So you're like, this is stupid. Like, what am I doing? Who am I helping? But when you're not alone, when you see others going through the same things you're going through and like swapping war stories and advice and tools, it's like, I'm not alone. worthy. I got this. We can do this. You start to see examples of other people doing it, people who are a little bit further ahead than you are. And it literally rewires your brain for this possibility. It's amazing. And beyond that, when we signal to the universe that we believe we're worthy through claiming abundance, through claiming rest, through claiming community, through claiming pleasure and eros and joy and fun, through setting sovereign boundaries, we're sending that signal that I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to hold even more. Whether it's more leadership opportunities, more money, if you're going up for that promotion, more responsibility, more projects that are aligned with what you really care about and what you want to be working on, more clients if you're an entrepreneur, more opportunities to collaborate, to connect, to create what you want to create. It's overwhelming because truly the sky is the limit. And it's so beautiful to see how it's all connected. You're like a little dry sponge. And when we get you filled up and overflowing, you're just like attracting these universal blessings and support and resources. But sometimes you got to take that first step in that direction of a 10. So if you're at a 1, it's where's the 2? If you're at a 2, it's where's the 3? And we take those baby steps to the 10. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? There's any areas you're getting stuck in, there's anything you're feeling just so silly about, just send me an email, message me, voice note me on Instagram, whatever you want. I'm here to support you, even if you don't join Nourish Leaders. And I hope you do. If you stayed to the end and you joined us live, I'm giving you $300 off the cover price. I'm really open about my pricing. Nourish Leaders is $2,400. It is a 12-week program. That's $200 a week. The retreat is included. This is an incredibly low-cost opportunity to get one-on-one coaching and community and a retreat. And I made it this price because it's my first time running it. And the price will go up in the future. This is the only time I'm running it this year. So if you want to join, you have to join now. And if you're watching the replay, I'll give you $100 off just for making it to the end. And all you have to do is go to ellengilbert.com/nourish-leaders. But I'll be sharing all that in the replay. We begin on June 26th. So time's ticking. That's in 12 days from today. And we already have an amazing group. And we'd love to have you as well. It's going to be intimate. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for your journey, for our journey. We're all in it together. Let's get the support we need. Let's prioritize our nourishment. Let's make these areas a 10. Let's expand ourselves so we can truly bring our leadership and our vision into the world. Good stuff. Any questions? I'll stay on to answer those. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. If you joined us for the replay, thank you so much. Revisit this as often as you need. I hope to see your application for Nourished Leaders in my inbox. And thanks for being here. Let me know what your goals are. Big love. Bye.